is our pleasure today presenting to you Greg Leeloo. Greg is a state-certified counselor, coach, and mindset trainer with over 30 years of international experience, working with people from all walks of life. He's an artist, author, and teacher who uses counseling, psychology, mythology, and cutting-edge research on the mind-body-spirit connection. Mr. Leeloo has more than 2 decades of clinical experience, and he currently runs a trauma resolution program for local treatment centers, as well as a mindset training and coaching practice. In his spare time, Greg enjoys crypto trading, and we cannot wait to hear what he has to share with us today.
Hey, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining. We're going to talk a little bit today, just for a couple of minutes, about the best way to prep the mind and the body in order to be able to experience trading in a way that is not quite as oppressive. Trading can become consuming. It could feel like a little bit of a battle, particularly when things are volatile, or maybe you're not making what you think are the best trades, and you start getting glued to what's going on. And as you're watching things go up and down and the volatility of the market, your heart rate and your breathing and your emotional state begins to align itself with the volatility of the market. So you actually become like a mirror of the market. If the market is volatile, or you're second guessing yourself, second guessing your trades, that begins to manifest in an internal state that is just like that, and then it builds on itself, so that the tension will escalate, and the anxiety and the fear, and as the nervous system begins to adapt to this, and the brain starts getting more messages operating out of fight, flight, faint, freeze. As that happens, it gains momentum. It builds on itself. So it kind of gets worse and worse and worse. That's when you start to feel like you are in a slump. So I want to talk a little bit just about how to mitigate that and make your experience a little bit easier, regardless of what is happening in the market. And so that starts right off the bat with your mindset that you start the day with. And this is really a foundational mindset concept that you either have that by nature or you don't. And if you don't have it by nature, the capacity to get out of the bed in the morning and say, today's going to be great. Today's going to be a successful day. I'm going to feel peace, joy, and fulfillment today, independent of external circumstances. Some people are blessed with that as a disposition, but I don't think most people are blessed with that as a disposition. For most of us, we wait for external circumstances to break our way before we give ourselves permission to relax and experience peace, joy, and fulfillment. And that is actually a losing proposition, because in reality, all of life is constantly changing. Things are constantly happening. There's volatility that shows up just in nature as a way to sort of balance out the order of the universe. There's chaos. And so if you are one of these people that tends to set up a criteria or a benchmark before you can allow yourself to feel peace, if you say, I'm not going to feel good today until I, make this amount, or at least break even, or whatever, don't lose more than I want, whatever the criteria is that you set up. The moment you start your day like that, you are starting from a victim's perspective. It's the victim that believes that their happiness, their peace, their joy is contingent upon external circumstances. A winner's mentality is something that one has to cultivate. You choose that. You decide that. That's something that you want. And so, in my work and in the work with my people, we start first thing in the morning and declare, this is who I choose to be today. Today, I choose to show up in peace, joy, and gratitude, independent of what happens. And then begin cultivating that mindset, actually training the brain to look for reasons to be grateful. That's the beauty of gratitude lists. It sounds so simple, a gratitude list. I learned that technology 15 years ago from a 17-year-old kid that was coming to see me. She said, "Yeah, I learned about it on Oprah." Oprah was talking about gratitude lists. This is really one of the most potent exercises that a person could do to train the reticular activating system, which is a part of the brain that looks for evidence of whatever it is that we are focusing on. And so if you are deliberately focusing on looking for reasons to be grateful and to feel good, and you write it down every time you see something or you experience something like that. You try to get 10 things a day at least. If you just keep doing that, then you begin to cultivate a mindset and a state of being that is impervious to the fluctuations and the volatility of the market. And that is something that I think I'm going to stop with that, because that is the foundation. Right there, that mindset, that state of consciousness is really the beginnings of establishing personal mastery. And then mastery over myself means that I cannot be bullied around by the fluctuations in the market. I cannot be beat down by my judgments and my shame about perhaps not making the best trades today or not managing my budget the way I ideally wanted to. And instead, just taking control of how it is that I speak to myself, how I think, how I feel, and how I manage my own energy moving forward. And so this right here is a launching pad for beginning to gain mastery over oneself, which then ultimately will translate into broader perspective, neurology, sort of like moving in a flow that can support us in making better decisions, and then that translates into trades. And we can talk about that a little bit more.